The highlight on the third day of the Tattersalls December Mare sale was undoubtedly the hotly anticipated Juddmonte draft, which saw 30 fillies and mares led through the ring from some of their most famous foundation families. Last year saw Birdwood, a half-sister to subsequent champion Enable, sell for 150,000 guineas before reselling on day 2 of this sale for 1.1 million guineas. And the Juddmonte policy of offering large draft for sale brought buyers back in the hope of unearthing another money spinner.
We've been very busy since we moved in on Sunday morning, and we've been showing actually solidly since then, which is great. We've got a good range of fillies from obviously from some of our best families, and so we're hoping for a positive outcome.
The top-priced filly from the draft was a daughter of Beat Hollow presiding officer, an own sister to Group 1 winner Proportional and Group 3 Park Express Stakes winner Vote Often, who sold to agent James Delahook for 325,000 guineas.
I bought her for an American client, but she will almost certainly stay here and be bred here. She has 2 full sisters that have both been outstanding as racehorses, and the older one as a producer. She's bred 1 stakes winner, and she has a 2-year-old with Dermot Weld that looks very promising for next year. So obviously we're banking somewhat on the great Weld's expertise to deliver the bacon and to make this an even better purchase than it looks now. I'm very happy with the purchase, and the family is really being bred to Frankel and Warfront and Kingman and all the top horses, and so it's a family that Juddmonte are really getting behind, and I think that's paying off for them.
It was another US-based client who dug deep to secure Media Mischief, one of the other in-demand lots on offer from the same draft, going to 250,000 guineas for the half-sister to Nebraska Tornado, winner of the Prix de Diane, and the dam of US Grade 2 winner Sassy and Smart, and to Grade 3 winner Mirabilis. The successful purchaser was perennial agent Riley McDonald, signing under Mercer Bloodstock.
We love the pedigree, and Into Mischief is one of our preeminent sires. So we'll take her back, breed her well, and either live with her or sell her next year.
And was it a draft that you came over specifically for? What brought you to Tattersalls this week?
We always come for the Juddmonte draft. It's you can't get those bloodlines anywhere. And I come every year for the Juddmonte draft. It's great.
Riley McDonald, thank you, sir. 250,000 buys.
The latest champion, synonymous with the prestigious Juddmonte name, is undoubtedly Frankel, and it was a pair of fillies by the unbeaten sire sensation who sold for 180,000 guineas. The first was Elfin, a 3-year-old half-sister to Group 1 Matron Stakes winner Emulous, who was knocked down to John Clark and is set to retire to Ireland for her new career as a broodmare. The second, just a few lots later, was Freema, a half-sister to Australian Group 3 winner Jetaway, who was one of 5 lots from the draft purchased by Dermot Farrington and Macon Stallions, who were keen to secure potential mates for both Paul Macon stallion Marcel and fellow national stud-in mate and new addition to the ranks, Acclaim. The filly is out of an own sister to Blue Hen Juddmonte mare, Hesili. The other lot to attract strong interest on the third day outside of the Juddmonte draft was lot 2112, the Clive Cox-trained listed winner Kibi, a Sir Percy filly from the family of French champion 2-year-old and promising young sire Wootton Bassett, who sold for 200,000 guineas. The successful purchaser was Suzanne Roberts and Deer Park Stud, who were reinvesting after selling the highest-priced Golden Horn foal out of Elegant Shadow last week for 325,000 guineas. At the conclusion of the third day, Tattersalls marketing director Jimmy George reflected on what was a day headlined by the Juddmonte draft.
The Juddmonte draft is always amongst the highlights at the Tattersalls December sale, and this year was no exception. So another really high quality draft, and they always attract an amazingly international cast of buyers, and this year it was the same story. I think we had buyers from Japan, Australia, America, Chile and throughout Europe all buying fillies from the Juddmonte consignment. And I think that tells you the extraordinary international appeal that they have. And the filly that made the most, the 325,000 guineas presiding officer, I think she typifies what the Juddmonte families are all about. Since the catalogue was printed, a hugely promising Frankel 2-year-old has appeared, making a very, very impressive debut, could possibly be an Oaks filly for next year, and that sort of thing is what brings people to the sale for the Juddmonte consignment. These families are working incredibly hard for them year on year. Last year Birdwood was sold out of this consignment for 145,000 guineas. Her own sister turns out to be an Able this year, and she went through the ring for 1.1 million yesterday. So that's the Juddmonte story, and that's why it's amongst the highlights of the December sale every year.